Hello and welcome back to Versus Live. I'm Todd Anderson.
I'm Ross Merriam.
We've got Robbo over in the booth. Make sure to hit him up with any questions, comments, concerns, or burns. We got more War of the Spark action for you coming up right now. Ross, what are you playing in this match?
So this is a Gruul Aggro deck. Most of the cards will be very familiar to all of you. You know, got Llanowar Elves and Mana Creature and Incubation Druid ramping into Rekindling Phoenix and Skargan Hellkite. Some removal spells, but the middle of the curve is now being primarily occupied by Domri. Should have looked at this name first.
Anarch of Bolas?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. I read the cards with the new set. You know, that's what I do.
Yeah, I don't.
It's my job.
I read what they do.
It's fair.
The name is Domri. It's the one that's good. The other one, not so good.
Okay, sure.
Just too much of a deck building restriction. So basically, I think Krenko might be a little underrated right now. Like, it does some pretty powerful stuff. Granted, it's 3 and a 1/2, so it dies a lot. But
whenever it's like the stats don't matter when it's on defense because that's not a card that you need to play defense, right?
Yeah.
When it attacks, it's a 2/3, and that's a whole different story. It becomes a lot harder to like trade off in combat. It becomes a lot harder to just like block profitably. And when it attacks, you just generate 2 goblins at the very least.
Yes. So what I'm pairing it with is Domri, which works really well, where you pump the power of the Krenko, and then the Krenko makes tokens that also have their power pumped. So, normally you'd attack and make 2 goblins, and now you got 4 power.
Yep.
Now you get to attack and make 3 goblins, and instead you got 11 power.
Sure, that sounds great.
And then the next turn you attack, and it has 4 power, and you make 4 more goblins. So you've effectively added 9.
No,
now you're 20 power.
You're never attacking a second time. Either your opponent is dead, or the Krenko attacked once or no times.
Yeah. And the tokens that you get helps defend the Domri, which is really nice. The Krenko gets bigger, so you can fight with it. So I think those 2 cards just play really, really well together. They're both pretty easy to cast on turn 2 off of Llanowar Elves, and both benefit pretty well when you do that.
Yeah.
Domri gives you another way to double accelerate into your Skargan Hellkite on turn 3, which is really nice, and gives it that 5th power, which is usually important if you want to give it haste, so you can reduce your clock. Normally, your 4 power haste dragon kills him in 5 turns. Now it kills him in 4.
It also can give it that 5th haste power to attack a Teferi that decide to tick up.
Yes. So a lot to like with the extra power on the riot creatures because their sizing is made specifically so that the extra power is relevant to make riot interesting. So we've got a lot of riot creatures up the curve. Zertok Goblin is our extra 2-drop. Gruul Spellbreaker along with Skargan Hellkite. I think Domri works really well with accelerating to the bigger creatures so that you can fight with them. Yep. Fighting with Rekindling Phoenix is particularly good.
Yep.
And even if they they kill the token, you're still up that removal spell that they used to kill it.
Rob, I have one request, if I could.
Yes.
Can we change Ross's deck name to Gruul Monsters? An old TV show from Nickelodeon. That was one of my favorite TV shows when I was a kid.
100% behind that.
All right, cool. So Ross's Gruul Monsters deck, we're going to be pairing it up against this Abzan token deck. Now, you actually built both these decks. You built 5 of the 6 decks we're playing today because you were on your brewing streak. I'll just let you tell me and them about this deck, too.
All right. So we had talked a lot about Bontu last week on stream, and one of the things that the two of us were talking about was how we'd been sort of disappointed with the sacrifice outlets because they didn't do enough while throwing away a lot of your board position, which made it hard to get aggressive with the sacrifice decks, which is normally the way to do it because they have a low curve. But Bontu pushes you in a way, even though it throws away a lot of your board position, but it pushes you in a way to play a controlling deck.
Sure.
So I wanted to build a more controlling deck. We tried this early on, I think last preview season. I built a Kaya's Wrath token deck, and it didn't work out so well. So now this is a second attempt at it.
Now, what would you think of pairing Bontu with Hero Precinct 1 in this kind of Abzan shell? Because that actually sounds like it could be pretty interesting given that, you get to play Mortify as your removal spell. You get to play Flower Flourish as part of your mana base, 2 multicolor spells. And on top of that, you also can play Night of Autumn, like a ubiquitously good card across the board.
Yeah, I think it's hard. That deck would be really rely on getting a hero out early in order for Bontu to be good. Because there's not
probably true.
Because your enablers for it, like Hunted Witness and Tithe Taker, are all single colored.
Yeah.
You can play Seraph of the Scales and which is in this deck as well, and Imperious Oligarch. The 2 on Vigilance. That's a multicolor card you can play with hero. It sort of ties the room together, but it's a significant downgrade from Tithe Taker. So you would take some downgrades there. I thought about doing that, but it just seemed too difficult to make everything work because you're already using a couple of your slots on monocolor cards. You have Hero and Bontu. But
I think at that point, effectively, you can't play any more non-multicolor cards.
Yeah.
Like, that's just like 7 cards that you just, the rest just have to be multicolor to make sure Hero's good.
Yeah. But Cruel Celebrant hits, Oligarch would hit. You'd be a little down on other ways to make Bontu as good.
Sure.
But when Bontu goes off with Hero, now you're up a lot of card advantage. So the upside is there, but you also lower your floor. But that's definitely something to explore. We're splashing green here for Vraska Golgari Queen, which is another good way to generate card advantage from your Afterlife cards.
Right.
You want more than just Bontu. We've got Kaya's Wrath, which can let us, the Afterlife cards force aggressive decks to overextend, and then your Wrath of God clears things up. We've got Find Finality, so that you can set up some combos late in the game.
Nice.
If they kill your early Cruel Celebrants, you want to be able to buy them back, especially if you have a second buyback, or you buy back the first one that died. Then you get to play both and set up these big combo turns with Bontu, which is another reason that we like that card. Unlike Priest and Pitiless Pontiff, Bontu lets you sacrifice any number of cards in one go.
Yeah, so you get that big combo burst with Cruel Celebrant, which I really like.
Yes, so that's a way to just end games quickly. Your opponent's probably taking a lot of chip damage from your Spirit tokens and not wanting to trade resources with your various Afterlife cards, and maybe Cruel Celebrant triggers earlier in the game. So easy to set up a combo for maybe 10 damage if you've got 2 Cruel Celebrants on the battlefield and a Bontu.
All right. Well, if we have any questions before we get started, we'll go ahead and pair these 2 decks and get to work.
I guess we can go ahead and start then.
Okay, I'm on the play.
I haven't got anything real good.
That's fine. All right. So, yeah, you lost... oh, no, you have the marbles. Oh, that only works for the first match.
Yeah.
I should have won anyway. We did a new thing where if you have the marbles, you get to be on the draw.
But I lost that. I lost match 1. Yeah, we forgot about it for that one.
Yeah.
We'll see if we remember
I won
on Thursday.
anyway. I won anyway. All right. I'm going to go to 18. We're going to play Hunted Witness.
Surprised Todd hasn't started complaining that I turn 1 Land Elves.
Well, you're just going to have it every game.
Yeah.
It's just a foregone conclusion. It's fine. I always peel the fireball. You always have turn 1 elf.
Let's get in with a 3/3.
Okay. Guess I'll just take this one. 15.
15. You can go. Trample creature should be quite good in this matchup with a lot of chump blockers. Well, there's a cast down.
I think I want to attack because I mean, there's a good chance Ross just plays a 4-drop, but I think my life total might actually matter too much. Where if he just plays another 3-drop, he doesn't get to attack with the elf. So we're gonna hold back.
Well, you are indeed correct. I will be playing a 4-drop this turn. It will be Threat. So I need a 4/4 Beast token that also has Trample.
Nice. It's pretty scary.
The Thrash half is not going to be super good in this matchup because Todd doesn't have a lot of creatures I want to kill other than Celebrant. And now we're going to get cook with some gas. So play a Domri.
Okay.
Attack for 5.
Mortify
Actually,
the token.
Oh, this makes mana. Okay, this actually works perfectly. I'm not going to play that land. I'm going to play this Domri.
Okay.
Yeah, attack for 5.
I'll mortify the beast.
Yeah. Pretty good. Play this mountain. Or no, I don't want to play the land. That's okay. Sorry.
What are you doing?
I'm making a red with Domri.
Are you going to play a Revel or something?
I'm going to play a Zerta Goblin and get a counter on it.
Sure.
You can go.
Why are you not playing the land? I don't understand.
You'll find out.
Oh, because you have the thing that... Okay. Yeah. The not the evolution something or another. All right, I'm going to go to 13, play a Seraph of the Scales, and say go.
Ugh. Yeah, strong curve.
Pretty sure you went Elf 3-drop, Domri 2-drop, or whatever. Like,
yeah.
You had a pretty good curve, too.
2 strong curves.
Yeah, turn 3, you made a 4/4.
Domri should be on 4, Ross, not 5.
Yeah,
you're
right.
over here cheating. Okay.
You're right.
Good call, chat.
Okay, Evolution Sage.
Yeah. Goes up to 5.
Now it goes up to 5. This goes up to 2. Unfortunately, that does not get the Goblin out of Seraph range. But I guess nothing would once Todd untaps. So I'm going to attack. We'll get the trade. You'll get some 1/1s.
Some JD. J Dean. Are you gonna minus and kill a token? Probably should.
Yeah. Let's Evolution Sage fight a token and pass the turn.
Ross, what are your thoughts on the Raise Boar? Was there any particular reason why you didn't play it?
I'm not a big fan. There's not really a lot of good cards to return in this deck. You want cards with like ETB abilities. And I'm just generally not a fan of the card. I think Skargan Hellkite is much better. You don't want too many 5s.
I think that card might be really good with Goryo's Vengeance. Allowing you to, like, you know, get 2 hits out of your 1 Goryo's or whatever. Be cool.
Play land or proliferate.
Yep.
And
oh, that's cool. I didn't even see you do that last time. I just didn't even register.
yeah, all the Riot cards play well with Evolution Sage, which is a small part of this deck. This card just so impressed me when I played it in the deck, like built around it. Like maybe it's just good enough to play in small numbers in other decks where you've got good things.
Yeah, I mean it seems really good with Riot, right? Just all your creatures
like
have
we've
counters.
got a bunch of Riot creatures. We have Krenko, we have Domri.
Fight this thing.
Yeah, we even have like even Incubation Druid. Like you can get if you can adapt it, can start getting bigger. Yeah, I think I just want to deal with the tokens that are going to deal with Domri. If you want to send in everything here,
not particularly.
Yeah,
your turn.
You're free to do so.
Well, I mean, so if I send in everything, actually, I lose. I might actually want to. Let's see, because to save Domri, you have to give me a bunch of tokens, so might as well. All right, everything in Domri.
Okay, I am going to let the Domri die, I think. And
can turn this into a 1/1 flyer, which might be okay. Or...
yeah, I'll eat that. Give you a 1/1 flyer.
Okay.
And this dies.
Right, here you
go. Attack you for 4
at 11.
Worst to draw possible.
Okay.
You can go.
Draw.
I do at 13. I think you shocked on a turn.
These two.
So you're 9 now.
Okay, sure.
Is that what you had, Rob?
I still had you going to 11 after that attack, but I didn't. I might have missed
I
the
shocked
shot.
on turn 1, and I don't think I shocked outside of that. Oh, no, I shocked again. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
Ross is right.
to play the Seraph.
Yeah, when I played Seraph, I should be at 9.
Okay, you're attacking with these?
Yeah.
Yeah, take 3, I'm at 17.
All right. Liliana Dreadhorde General, and we're going to minus. That's each player sacrifices 2 creatures. We'll sacrifice this and this.
Well,
I'm going to draw 2 cards. Whenever a creature you control dies, draw a card. Then we're going to create 2 spirits from the Administrative Obligation and 1 from the Hunted Witness dying, which I believe
we use Aaron Barrages, but they have lifelink now.
Well, doesn't Jerry's token just have lifelink? I think it should be Jerry, but it's fine. Your turn. Doesn't matter.
Okay, well that was much worse than Kai's Wrath. That seems unbeatable. I think I need to draw. Yeah, even I don't know what I can draw.
Let's see. Skargan Hellkite kills.
No, it doesn't. You have flyers.
Oh yeah. Well, I can't kill the Skargan Hellkite, so maybe you kill these 2, and then I draw 2 cards.
Yeah,
and then I still have a jump. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see. You have shock.
In the sideboard.
Side Brad.
You can go.
All right.
Ugh.
Okay. All right. Okay. I will plus and get a 2/2 zombie. I'll play these 2. I'm going to gain 4 life just to...
Yeah, give you a buffer.
All right.
You're at 13.
And
the 4/3 body doesn't even beat Zertok Goblin, although...
for 2, I guess. We'll leave back 1 Jadine to
15.
protect. Your turn.
Maybe I should have attacked last turn to force something, but I don't...
I mean, I would gladly trade and
Yeah.
jump and draw 4 cards.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, maybe this is just a Liliana deck.
Dude, Liliana's nuts.
Yeah, you have like so many ways to protect it too.
Yeah.
Like if your opponent doesn't have a way to remove it directly.
This actually might be a great reason to play like District Guide or Elvish Rejuvenator, something like that. Things that just kind of help almost guarantee land drops.
Yeah, another Zertok Goblin is probably not doing it, but you can go.
Draw. Make a zombie.
Even if I had something like Goblin Chain Whirler here to clear out the tokens, Todd would just have a new hand. And I'd be at 4.
right?
This is just...
Have to.
You don't want to attack with the other one?
No. I
No.
want to make sure you don't draw a dragon and kill my Liliana. Your turn.
Tilt. I'm at 13.
All right. What are you going to fight?
I'm going to fight the Cruel Celebrant for sure.
Fine.
With,
All right,
with the big Zerta Goblin.
14 to 12, and I'll draw a card.
Yep.
Nice.
And yeah, I guess these are dying next turn anyway to the Liliana if you want them to, but then the Liliana goes away. That's actually really awkward. If you -4, you're not going to get to draw the cards. So the Liliana will be dead.
Yeah, that's not fun or fair.
So I guess I just pass because I'm actually really happy if you -4 next turn. You have to wait one more. It's the next turn that I'll make an attack and...
Oh, rats. I guess just flourish. Yeah, whatever. You're dead.
Yeah. And like these two things block two things. I guess you get to like get the bigger things through.
Yeah.
Like if I...
You can block 3 things. You're taking at least 18 damage.
Yeah, so that's 19 damage.
Sure.
Okay.
GG.
Yeah, you could even send one of the spirits at Domri just to deal with that one.
That's the one.
Huh.
Hey, Liliana, sup? Sup, girl? How you doing? Sup? Hanging out? Yeah, me too.
Seemed very hard for me to break through. Gonna need to go big when we sideboard.
Okay.
But,
Do you want to do that, or do you want to play one more pre-board?
I mean, that one was fast,
Yeah,
but
play
we're...
Come
It's
on.
230. Okay, we'll play another.
I mean, all I'm going to do is just bring in a bunch of Wraths, right? Do you want to play against this deck plus 4 Wrath?
There's only one more Wrath in the sideboard, I think.
I think there's 2 more. There's 2 more.
Ugh.
Dude, you did it. You broke it. This deck's great. You even had turn 1 Elf.
Yeah, I had a really strong start. And then you
I
just...
was in trouble. I drew pretty well. I drew actually both the Cast Down and the Mortify. My hand was just a bunch of Moby creatures. And I just like drew 2 pretty good removal spells. Like,
Yeah, you probably would have died then.
yeah, your guy had Trample. Mr. Beast over there. Anything for us, Robbie?
Not right now. Just some more questions about Bontu. Somebody was asking if you thought it would fit in a Mardu Aristocrats deck.
I mean, it fits in an Aristocrats deck. That is 100% the thing. I think you just need to make sure you have enough creatures with second lives so that you can continue to keep a dominant board position while refueling your hand.
You just keep saying on Aristocrats decks, I don't want to play any of the other sack outlets. I've been so unimpressed with Pitiless Pontiff and Priest of Forgotten Gods.
Pitiless Pontiff is bad.
Yeah.
Priest of Forgotten Gods is good.
It's good in certain matchups some of the time.
Yeah.
So, like, man, maybe if you want to sideboard a couple, I don't know. That's why I built the deck this way. It's not really an Aristocrats deck. It's just a mid-range deck with a lot of Afterlife synergies.
Okay. Anything else?
I will keep.
Yeah, Jim Davis wants to know, is Liliana busted?
That's pretty
I think
good.
Liliana might be busted. Every time we see it, I said it was the most impressive deck in that Brian Gottlieb Super Friends deck. It's been really good. I have Llanowells, obviously.
Yeah. I don't have black mana, but hopefully we draw out of that.
Okay. Hopefully you don't have the Massacre Girl. You're up.
Cranko, no. I will play a Tide Taker. I'm dead. Cranko's good. Just whenever it attacks, put a counter on it equal to its power. Great. Can't win. Can't possibly win.
Okay, so let's play a Domri.
Sure. I'm
And,
so dead.
I'm just gonna plus the Domri, not do anything with the mana. And so this attacks, gets a counter, it now has 3 power. I'll make 3 goblins.
Yep.
They all have 2 power.
Cool.
And you can take 3.
Yeah, I'm at 17.
I'll play this land tapped.
How much power do you have now? 100?
Yeah, and even if you had a blocker, I had make mana and
Okay.
Thrash.
You win. Elf into Cranko is good. It is very, very... Oh, wait. Turn 1 Elf again.
I know.
Man, I'm going to start shuffling your deck, dude. Come on.
So that's basically just how I drew it up in my head. Was
Yeah.
like both of these cards are also just really good with Llanowar Elves.
Yeah, and that's how I drew.
they're
Game
good
1 is
together.
that's how I drew it up with the deck that you built. And then game 2 is how you drew it up, Deck you built.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to take a short break here while we get sideboards prepared here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for more Versus Live. Here for sideboarding. And as you can see, I'm still trying to figure out my last thing here. Let's trim in the zoning. All right. Now, my side of things, we're going to be bringing in the other Kai's Wraths to give us a little more insulation from Ross's early bum rushes. We got 2 copies of Playcrafter as just generic removal spells. The 3 power body is actually quite relevant, and if we're sacrificing something like Hunted Witness or Tithe Taker, we still have a body lying around. And the fact that his 3 power can trade with Zertog Goblin or other medium-sized creatures that Ross plays in early games, quite good. And then we have 1 Ethereal Absolution because we need like a hammer once the game goes super late, and this shuts down back half of Rekindling Phoenix as well as Krenko, which can get annoying. So I'm doing it. I'm not 100% if it's good because it's so expensive, but we're cutting a 6-drop for it. So.
I think it's better than the Azoni, which is, like, I think I'm going to be winning these games by going to the air and winning them with Phoenix and Dragon or with Planeswalkers. So I'm cutting my my Zertog Goblins are just too easily blank. We saw what happened with them in game 1.
Right.
Bring in some Lava Coils that are efficient answers to all of the Undying or not Afterlife creatures in the deck, especially Seraph of the Scales.
Right.
So the coil should be great, and then bring in some Planeswalkers to help grind through the just grind through the Wrath effects. Todd's not great at pressuring Planeswalkers, that deck. Eventually you'll be left with some 1/1s, but these are both start on pretty high loyalty. Chandra will get some damage in while Todd's trying to kill it. And I'm cutting 1 of the Thrash threats. I think the threat half is fine in this matchup because it creates a trampler.
Sure.
But the Thrash half is pretty bad. It really is only good at killing Cruel Celebrant.
Sure.
So I think if I had another card on my sideboard, I would be able to bring out the 2nd Thrash, but I don't think any of the other sideboard cards are better than just Threat.
All right, Miss Robbo, anything for us, or can we go ahead and start?
Ross, why do you not have Ronus in your deck? Your God Eternal.
It's just another 5-drop that's worse than the Dragon.
I don't know that it is. Is there a ghost in here? What the hell was that?
It is. It's cool with
Did
Krenko.
Kiora just dive off?
Kiora just it's too much. Just had enough of this world. What the heck? All right.
We'll fix that one during the break.
Nah, just leave it.
It's just 5 mana, 5/5 Death Touch. ETB, your creatures get Vigilance and double power till end of turn. It's cool with Krenko. If you want to go like all in on those sorts of synergies, but
sure. I mean, for 5 mana, like that's a pretty astounding effect. It's such a large body, huge amount of burst damage immediately, and the fact that like your opponent can basically never kill it.
Yeah, maybe it's better than Dragon. I don't know. I'm a big fan of Skargan Hellkite.
Yeah, me too.
I think that card needs to see more play.
That is close. At the very least, I'll give you that. It is close.
But
all right.
Yeah, Ronus definitely better than the Boar. As much as I'd like to play Dr. Pigglesworth.
What if you play both?
You know,
they don't even go well together because you always put the gods in your library.
Sure. All right. Any more? I want to take a couple. We haven't really interacted much with chat today, so if you have anything, cool. If not,
what about Hero of Precinct 1 in this Bontu deck?
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that before game 1.
It's pretty hard because Bontu and Hero basically take up all of your non-multicolored slots.
Yeah.
And the Hunted Witnesses and Tithe Takers are pretty integral to making Bontu work. So without them, you'd be heavily reliant on having an early Hero go off in order to make Bontu be good, which is not the way I want to do it. I want to be able to small Bontu if necessary because they'll kind of snowball into each other.
Yeah.
Especially because Bontu never dies. But if you could make it work, it would be sweet because the upside there is higher. You're basically you're widening your range because getting the tokens for free and then sacrificing them, you're actually ahead.
I'm gonna need you to put your 7 on top of your deck. I'm gonna cut your deck. Now you won't have turn 1 Lionel Rolls this game. So, no, he is. He's just it's his superpower. I'm gonna keep my hand. How's yours?
Let's see.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me.
Okay, that's one half of the combo.
Good
Forest. Yeah.
That's not a great start. This might be a mulligan.
Nah.
Really needs a land where else.
I don't know.
Okay, I'll keep.
Come on. Seriously? Go.
It's still awkward.
Sure.
But I have Forest Land Werewolves.
Yeah, of course you do. All right, Cruel Celebrant, your turn.
I would love a Domri.
I would love.
Okay, that'll work. Incubation Druid.
Sure.
You're up.
Attack.
I built this deck, and unless you brought in the fungal infections.
I'm going to play Crafter, and I'm going to sacrifice the Cruel Celebrant.
I will.
All right, so 20, and then you go to 19? I'm at 21.
Interesting.
Well, I think I just want this to trade with a bigger creature in a turn or two.
Well, it's not going to trade with this one.
Yeah.
You're up. You're going to the air. I don't think I want to lose my Rekindling Phoenix to a removal spell, so we'll just go to 16. Pretty sure I'm winning this race. Maybe not.
Your turn.
Huh. Attack.
Yeah, 17.
Play another one.
Yep.
You can go. This makes me a little bit better against a Wrath effect. Ugh.
Play Cruel Celebrant for attacks. See if he wants to trade here.
Yeah, I don't think I can take a ton of damage here against the Celebrant, so I'm going to block something. I'm pretty sure I should just block the Seraph because of Kaya's Wrath. I'll just start whittling these down.
All right.
So I take 4 total, go to 12. You gain 1 to 18.
Yeah. And
I get an egg, and you get 2 spirits.
Then I'll go land and mortify the egg.
Yep.
Your turn.
Okay. You have 1 card in hand?
Yeah. And I'm at 18. You're at 12.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm pretty happy now that Todd only has the 1 card. Because let's play a Skargan Hulk.
Okie dokie.
Let's put a counter on it so we can start mowing down Todd's board if he doesn't have another removal spell. We're insulated from a Liliana here. We do have 2 other creatures to sacrifice. And now, because my life total is low and Todd has a Celebrant, I'll hang back and play a little defense here. You know, Skargan Hellkite looking a lot better than either God would here. Ooh. This could get messy. My plan was to kill the Celebrant next turn anyway.
Nope.
Actually kind of happy about no attacks.
What do you want me to attack with? You're at 12. You just get to literally eat any creature. So I'm trading any creature for 2 damage.
Yeah, I guess 12
I'd rather
is...
just force you to use the Hellkite over and over again, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I guess I can just wait. So I'll play and incubate another Druid and just pass the turn.
Alright. I'm going to -4 Liliana Dreadhorde General. And I'm going to...
Let's
yeah.
hold on. And with the Liliana on the stack.
Yeah.
So you don't draw a card. Roll, kill the Celebrant.
Yeah, so you take 2. I'm at 20. You're at 10.
Actually, maybe I'm supposed to deal with multiple creatures here to prevent you. You're going to get 2 cards off the Liliana anyway.
That's true.
So yeah, let's just do life. So I'll go to 10 and you go to 20?
Yep. All right, so minus Lily, I'm going to sacrifice 1 of the Jadine Calm Parents tokens and I guess the Plague Crafter.
I will sacrifice a mana creature.
Maybe I should just
elemental.
sack these 2. Yeah, no, I'll drain you for 2. You go to 8. I go to 22, and I'll draw 2 cards.
Yep.
And I'll attack with both. Just cash these in for cards, I guess, because they're just going to die.
I don't want to give Todd any more cards.
Well, this can just block here for free.
Yeah.
I guess I should not attack with this then. There's no reason to.
Yeah. Well, now I could, if I wanted to, just chump block this to save some life. But I think...
That's fair. Yeah. I'm not blocking with it anyway, so...
Am I fine at 5 life? Like, if I take this 3, and then I kill the Celebrant and go to 4, if Todd just like brings back his celebrants. I mean, we saw he boarded out his fines, but like, even just a third celebrant could be problematic. I guess I have the Hellkite, and I'm going to close the game pretty quickly. So I think I should just keep the mana around. So let's block here and go to 5. This is a little risky.
Your turn. Well, it's either take 1 or take 3, right? And give me a card. And
Yeah.
if I'm just looking for
Maybe
sweeper effects or whatever, the Phoenix is pretty tough for me to deal with. Drawing 2 of them was particularly problematic.
So we get to adapt here, which is nice. And then I think I'm just going to deal with the Liliana and then leave the Phoenix back to block.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
Vraska on this.
Float 3 mana and deal with the Celebrant.
Okay, she for 1.
I go
Again,
to
1.
4, you go to 23.
And I'll play Hunted Witness. Say go. Okay. Can I draw a Bontu, please? Or something to deal with this stupid Hellkite? It's killing me.
How do I best close this game out? I think I can stop with the Hellkite. Still just going to send it at the Vraska. And then play Krenko Evolution Sage. Pass the turn.
Draw.
This plays too much into a Wrath. Should have played this other card.
All right.
Ugh.
I'll gain 2, and I get a 1/1.
That was bad. So here at 25, I get an elemental again.
I could have. I don't think he would have blocked. So, I mean, he wouldn't have blocked with the Phoenix.
Yeah.
I would have just lost on some life. Your turn.
Okay, bring this back. I mean, I still feel fine about this game because I have this Vivian.
Pretty good.
So we'll plus that.
Ross gave me a deck with no way to kill Planeswalkers and no way to kill Phoenix. Crap.
I'm just going to take the thing that trades with that thing.
Yeah.
I'll find more stuff. Attack for 4.
Yeah, I'm at 21.
21. You can go.
Draw. Tag Vivian.
Block.
Okay.
Actually, if you're attacking Vivian, I'm fine with that.
All right, I'll gain a life. I'm at 20.
Oh, but you're going to gain life next turn. Let's just block.
All right, I'm at 22. I will play my land, so I have more raw things for Bontu to eat, because you can sacrifice lands with them, which is cool.
So, plus Vivian.
Great.
Play Domri and Krenko plus the Domri and attack you for 5.
Sure.
Brings you to 17. You can go. I think this will end up killing faster. Especially because I can haste this next turn if I wanted to.
Your turn. I just want to draw Bontu, man. Come on. All right, you win. Ooh. What are you doing? You won.
I was thinking about how I was going to play that turn.
I mean, pretty sure you just fight.
Yeah, I think I'm going to
And then
play a 5/5, fight that, kill a token, attack, leave you with a 1/1.
Yeah, seems reasonable.
And I'll make 3 tokens and probably have you dead next turn.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, it's almost 3 o'clock, so that should do it for this match. Any questions before we wrap this up?
Yeah, we got 2.
Was that game 3?
Yeah, it was game 3.
I guess we played 2 pre-board.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Didn't we?
Yeah,
That was game 3. Yeah, we played 2 pre-board, 1 post-board, which I think is fine. I mean,
I kind of like the 2 pre, 1 post.
Sure. I mean,
situation.
with new formats or whatever, I'm definitely down for doing that.
Yeah.
I just, I want to showcase more of this is how the deck is built, especially when sideboards are like purely speculative.
Can we get an opinion from chat? Can we use what emote can we use for approval versus disapproval?
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Those exist.
Probably. Or we can make them exist because we have emotes.
Yeah. Do we have funny emotes that we can use? I don't know. I'm just spitballing here on live internet television.
Yeah. Great. All right. Robbo, what you got for me?
So first of all, given the new gods, do you think that some of them might dominate the format in the way that, say, Scarab God did, and a card like Unmoored Ego will possibly see main deck or at least increased sideboard play?
I mean, they're not quite as oppressive as the Scarab God, I don't think. The fact that you can just hit them with a counterspell and they're gone forever is fine. None of them seem inherently overpowered, but we also thought the same thing about the Scarab God at first. Like, I don't think anyone really thought that it was going to be as dominant as it ended up being. But with that said, it was also a thing where if you killed it and you didn't exile it, it was coming back the very next turn, like every time. So
I think the big thing was if you untapped with it, the immediate value it provided just took over the game.
Yeah,
and then even if you killed it, it left so much value on the battlefield. These other gods don't provide the same level of value the turn you untap with them. Kefnet can.
Yeah, Kefnet seems kind of gross.
Ilrog, the raised boar, Ilhog, I don't know. Ilrog, yeah. We've got a good creature to bring back. You can get a little bit of value. It goes back to your hand. You're up a card. You've dealt some damage. Like Ronus provides its value immediately, but it's not raw card advantage value. It's pressing aggression. So none of them seem to me as powerful as the Scarab God. With the amount of selection it gave you and different creatures you could bring back at instant speed, it made combat a nightmare, and clocked them, scryed to the top of your deck. It had more text than these do, really. But
yeah, I think that these gods are a lot more on par with the original gods from Theros. Like, they take a bit of work to really make them good, and none of them seem like they're going to inherently dominate the format. Like, the blue one, I forget his name.
Kefnet.
No, the old one. Thassa. Thassa was like probably the best because it was the cheapest, and the deck that played it could turn it on really easily. But I feel like you have to do a lot of work to make these gods good. But I could be wrong. I think the green one's actually the scariest to me, just because of how much burst damage you can potentially get out of it.
Because the value is immediate.
Yeah,
and that's a card that's going to be good when you curve out into it, but when you don't, it's just going to be a sort of big idiot.
Yeah, if you're playing against a Wrath deck or whatever, like, it's just a thing, it's a big thing.
Yeah, so I don't think any of them are on par with the Scarab God, but we'll see. It took a while for the Scarab God to find a context that it could dominate in, right? Like, it wasn't that good over that summer. People started splashing it in Temur Energy, but then they went away from that because we figured out how to, like, Confiscation Queue was too good. So and then it was really dominant after the bannings. So things can change. So you never. It's not like we can project past the next 3 months. That's what we get every single set. We get 3 months, and then things change, and we'll project out another 3 months. But for the next 3 months at least, I don't foresee any of the gods being dominant.
Let's do one more.
So Ross, you talked about how you didn't like the sacrifice outlets that the Mardu Aristocrats deck was using. Why don't you like Priest of the Forgotten Gods in, say, this Abzan deck, so you can, like, ramp into a Liliana, which we saw be very powerful?
I think the card needs you to basically curve out to be good. If you don't have a 1-drop with it, and these decks don't play a lot, you're not activating it on turn 3.
Unless you play Sapperling Migration.
Yeah. I did think about a Sapperling Sacrifice deck. But unless you're playing, like, pretty weak enablers for it, and we're already playing some weak enablers, so it really requires you to curve out. It is not shown to me that it is particularly good unless your opponent is a creature deck. So it's quite bad against Esper Control and Reclamation decks and things like that. It's pretty good against most creature decks. But any creature deck that has some insulation from edicts, if they get tokens from a Krenko or Hero of Precinct 1, or they're a Selesnya deck of any stripe, even against, like, the white weenie decks, like, they all have so many creatures out. Throwing one away will be fine, especially because you've sacrificed a bunch of stuff. So it's not like they have to fight through all of the different Afterlife cards that you're playing. You'd be better off just trading them straight up and playing some other card in that slot. So it looks really impressive to me when everything else about your deck is going well. Mm-hmm. So I finally come to the conclusion that the card is pretty win more. It is good in aggressive matchups, because there are times when, like, you get it going a little bit later and you stall with other cards. I'm not sure if a deck like this really needs a card like that. Like, you don't need to accelerate into Liliana because you have all this removal and you have Kaya's Wraths and we have all these ways to make the game go long anyway.
Mhm.
So you can just make your land drops naturally. Maybe the deck needs another land. So I'm
No,
not
it just
worried.
needs a district guide.
Yeah, or like cards like that.
Yeah.
So I don't think accelerating into Liliana is all that necessary, though it is good. That would be like the best thing to do with Priest, right?
Mhm.
But I'm not. I just haven't been impressed with it. It's just so bad when it's bad.
No,
And,
I agree. I mean, if when it's bad, it's really bad, right? Like
yeah, the floor is so
that
low.
was certainly the case, and its effect is not even remotely as game breaking as something like Skurzak High Priest was, where once you activated it, the game was over.
Yeah.
And so I mean, it's got its pluses and minuses, but I think more off. I mean, there's a reason why it hasn't seen that much play in standards, because like it just doesn't do enough.
Yeah.
Let's
It's also just
just
ignore
go
that. It's just not. Just haven't been impressed with it at all.
All right. Well, we're going to take a short break here.
Well, actually, wait,
Nope.
before we take a break,
Okay.
we got something special.
Let's see it.
Let's go with the Gruul Monsters.
Yes, that is awesome.
So thank you to Taylor for that.
All right, cool deal.
Now get back to work.
Alrighty, well, we're gonna take a short break here. We got one more match coming up for you today. Ross, tell us about the matchup.
Okay, we're going to be playing a Naya heroic deck. Those of you who watched Thursday's show or saw it up on YouTube now or on the website since then, saw me play a Boros heroic deck in that show that impressed me more than I expected it to. So we're gonna. Yoel Larson was in the audience on that Thursday and asked me about the potential for a green splash for things like Assura Symbol and Collision Colossus, and so we're trying that out. We got our green splash. We're going to see how good those cards are. We got some thrash threats too. So, a lot of extra threats baked into the backside of the split cards, some extra removal baked into cards that go well with your heroic synergies. So, should go well. And you are playing a Golgari Molder Hulk deck.
Yeah, this deck looks pretty tight.
This was a deck that was popular in the early days of Guilds of Ravnica Standard when people were figuring out the right Golgari lists. This was one of them.
Yeah.
We've got the Stitcher Supplier and Glowspire Shaman and the Explorer creatures to put a lot of things in your graveyard, including a Memorial to Folly. And then you can cast a cheap Molder Hulk, return the Memorial, and gain a lot of advantage.
Yep.
And the main additions are some toolbox cards. We've got one Massacre Girl and one Bontu to return if we want to do that. And then we've got a couple of the 4-drop whose name escapes me. Sargu.
Oh, it's the new Lich.
Yeah.
Read the name off so I don't just get it wrong. Where is it at?
Big 5/4 Trampler. Also another
Storev,
yeah.
Devkaren Lich.
Yeah. Lets you return creatures that weren't put into the graveyard this combat, which
What's up
you're
with
going to have
that
plenty
name?
of.
Yeah.
So another way to rebuy your stuff. And so we're going to try to fill the graveyard, rebuy some important creatures.
We'll talk about it
and do some cool stuff.
Yeah, so that's the match we got coming up next. We're going to take a short break here while we get that set up for you, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.